Hello guys, so yeah, in my last video you can now comment. Apparently turned out to be that when I'm putting it down as not for kids, that YouTube seems to have turned off my videos. So anyway, as you know, I've been doing a lot of obviously crappy, really bad, seriously really bad videos and that. As you would probably call it, the makeup artist of all failures. Anyway, so I've posted obviously one yesterday. I'm just trying to think of ones to do and to make, because obviously it's not an easy process, and when you like it but you can't do it, then there's not a lot you can do. So I found one now. I know it's going to be really bad, and I know it's not. There's not much point me even describing how bad it's going to be, but I'm going to try, and obviously I'm going to see how I do. We all know it's going to be a failure. We all know that it's going to be crap and rubbish, but you know what? It doesn't matter. As Darman's always saying, and that, keep going. Do something that you love and keep going. Whether you get no views, no comments, you get no subscribers or anything like that, never ever give up on your dream. So I don't know how many of you managed to find out yesterday what you thought about. So I'm gonna try to do this one that I've got on my phone on my laptop right now. And I'm gonna try and see how many of you actually know what it is that I am doing. Hello guys, so here we are once again, yeah, I just watched slightly over this video, and I was just looking at thinking, you know, what you would be thinking if you saw this. And to me, it's like, okay, she's covered her hair up with a cap. Okay, so she's obviously going to put something on her head. She's covered her eyebrows. Obviously something's going to be happening there, and she basically is drawing a bunch of lines on her face. I don't know about you lot, but I'd be hoping that there'd be more than just this. That's just my point of view when I'm watching this. But then again, I know what it is that I'm trying to draw, obviously. So I just thought I would speed it up a little bit. Just because obviously you don't want to be sitting there watching this and, you know, not having a little bit of speed going on. There's no music, I'm afraid, or anything like that. But I'm just wondering if you lot are actually going to work out exactly what you think that this could be. Now, it is a horror movie. Most of you probably haven't watched it. When I was about 22, 23, actually it was my very first horror movie that I used to watch back then. I had to turn out the lights, shut all the curtains, shut all the doors, and wait till it was like dark outside. And once we put on the film, which back then it actually used to be what we call videotapes. So yeah, this is some time back, but back then it used to scare me to absolute death. Yeah. I'm not going to give you too much hint unless you've already worked it out from this stage, but basically the guy is dead, and obviously it used to scare a heck of a lot of people. I don't know if it was at the cinemas. I really do not know, but I tell you right now, I wouldn't have gone to the cinemas to go and watch this. But all I can tell you is that when I watched it, I actually struggled sleeping for a week. It scared me that much. Now these days, kids might not be scared of it. They might think of it as a cartoon. They might think of it as a lot of rubbish, like the bore to hell of it. I don't know how kids work these days. I still won't even put it on for my kids because I'm like, I don't want to scare the hell out of you or anything like that. But because I cannot do the male version, I am actually doing the female version in the best possible way that obviously I can. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the clothes. I don't have the teeth, and I don't have the colour eyes. And to be honest, I won't put the stuff in my eyes anyway. But yeah, I did my absolute best. I also tried to find it on the computer, and right now I've got to pay the protection thing, so it keeps popping up. Trying to find it over and over and over, and eventually found this guy who does an actual tutorial of the actual film. Now, obviously, I'm not doing exactly as he was doing because obviously everybody does their own versions in their own different ways and that, and you can never be 100% perfect to everybody else. So I'm doing it in the best possible way that I can. And so obviously right now it looks like a 3-year-old has just drawn all over my face. Maybe even, I mean, I can't say a 1-year-old because a 1-year-old to me wouldn't have done that right now. So I'll probably say to myself between a 2 to a 3-year-old looks like he's just drawn all over my face and that. But as it goes along, hopefully you'll start seeing the image come through, you'll start seeing the colours come through, you'll start seeing a lot more because obviously besides from the fact that I've got a mask, I've got a cap on my head, my eyebrows are covered up and that. Believe it or not, these red markings that are on my face are actually, believe it or not, if you haven't worked out by now, are actually supposed to be my skin. So if you have worked it out now, then obviously you're doing a very, very fantastic job, and I would say, you know what, well done, because I would never ever would have guessed anybody could have figured it out at this stage. So what I've just done there is I've just tried mixing the white and the red together just to give more of a like a lighter skin colour and that, because obviously like I said, for those who haven't worked it out and that, then obviously I'll tell you, hopefully if my comments work this time, then obviously I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, now I'm just watching the guy that's on there because obviously I need a bit of help with this. And so now instead of making it look like I've just got a 2-year-old drawing all over me and that, I've put between the white and the pink colours mixed together, which I will try and blend them obviously more together and make it more look like my skin. But otherwise, yeah, this is now where I'm trying to make it more realistic looking. So can you start to see it now? It is slowly but surely starting to come um, into place now. And I mean, obviously, I'm looking at it and I'm still thinking to myself, okay, I'm now trying to work out what it is. It's like, okay, it doesn't look like a 2-year-old drawing as such now. And now I'm like looking at it thinking, okay, it's starting to come to, but I'm still struggling to see exactly who it is. Um, that's because obviously I'm looking at. I mean, obviously I know what it is, but obviously I'm trying to be like you lot. I'm looking and think, okay, this is a bit, this is different because I've seen so many different faces of so many different versions of this on the computer. Now, believe it or not, I looked at myself when I was at this stage and I thought to myself, you know what, I don't look like who I want to look like. The actual person that reminded me of what I looked like was actually out of other films. Now, I don't know if you know this one, called, well, everybody calls him Pinhead. I can't remember the actual name of the film right now, but basically it's about a cube that if you open up the cube, he's supposed to put like, these like sort of like needles sort of thing, but look like fishing rods at the end or hooks. It puts hooks into you, and then there's a woman that comes out and she's got these like a neck is open with these spikes either side, and then this guy comes out there and he's clapping his teeth together and his face is all like ripped apart and that, and you got all these other ones, and then obviously Pinhead then comes out and stuff like that. But when the like Uncle something comes out of the bed, and you can see, you're supposed to see like all inside of his skin. Well, this right now reminds me of that film. I can't remember the film. If you remember the film, put it into the comments. I honestly can't remember. That's what this reminds me of when I first did it. And I thought, right, I need to really make this more look like what I'm trying to do, instead of looking like something else, which wasn't in the intention. I tell you what though, I'd be quite impressed if I was trying to do another type of film, because I'd be like, hey, that's really good that, but why is it every time I try and make something, I end up looking like something else I didn't want to be, and that, and this one to me, I will end up more or less coming towards the end, looking more like what I'm supposed to look like, because obviously I've still got to put some more colours on yet and covering some more bits yet. But right, so I am slowly but surely now getting there to what I actually do want to look like, even though I look like so far like the other film. Oh my goodness. And that, but otherwise, yeah, I really seriously hope that you like this one as well. And obviously, if you want to, and that, give me some ideas. I mean, you might come out with an idea for me to do, and it might turn out to be like something else, which it will do. 100% guarantee it will do. I mean, this one, like I said, looks like either the film The Cube or that, like I said, that film Pinhead, if it's called The Cube. I honestly can't remember. But yeah. So now I'm trying my best to put in. I'm putting like a darker colour in now, just to give that more of a effect of what my skin is supposed to look like after I've had an accident. Well, if you've watched the film, you know it's no accident. And that, but unfortunately, I've had to scrap quite a bit of this video because I couldn't find the black, so I actually had to go for the darkest of make eyeshadow that I possibly could. So unfortunately that didn't quite work out. I need to go back to Centre of Attention and buy the makeup off her again, but it's like £9 for it, and I would rather buy a couple of her than just one. And with the 20% discount, it makes it like, well, nearly half the price, nearly. So I really hope that now I'm starting to look like what I actually want it to look like. But if I don't, then obviously, well, I hope I do to earn more at the end. Right guys, so so just wanted to mention, by the way, about the makeup, the face paint that I used yesterday. Unfortunately I think it was about £22, something like that. It's good for going on, it's good for doing the makeup, and that, and doing face paint. But recommendations, I wouldn't recommend it. And all I can say is be careful with your kids with using it, because I found it very, very hard work to get off and to remove, and I still have it on. I still actually have it on my skin, so it's going to take a little while to get off. I hope that with this video that you have noticed what I am and what I'm going to be turning into. I hope that you can work out now by looking at me what it is exactly I am. Kids out there will not know what this is, but the adults, if you used to watch the film, that horror film, and that when you were younger, and you know exactly what it is I'm talking about, then impressive, then you know what exactly it is I am. Otherwise, if you do not know what I am, like I said, I put it in my comments, and I hope that I'm not going to do my teeth, I'm not going to put anything in my eyes, and I'm not going to change my clothes. You just basically got to work it out from what I'm looking like. So if you lot think I look like out of another horror film, like with Pinhead, then fine. You know, obviously I wasn't meant to look like that, but obviously I can tell that I was.